Okay, and we're back. Hey, we're back. Welcome, getting it together. We are here, and I would just like to say, I don't know, like feeling very annoying this morning. Like, didn't wake up feeling annoying. I will say, like, I actually woke up feeling kind of maybe like a like I don't know, like you know when you wake up and you just kind of feel like maybe a scab. I don't know, is that something that people can kind of relate to feeling like a scab? I guess it doesn't matter if people can relate to feeling like that because I'm saying that that's how I felt. Okay, like I felt like a scab this morning. Literally, like woke up, my shit was mad crusty, like both eyes crusted over, like squinting at the light, literally like waking up, like squinting at the light, like looking around as though I had been like taken or something. I don't know. Which honestly, like contextually, that does make sense actually because I did go to ACL last night and I went to ACL last night and honestly, like more on that later. But first of all, actually no, more on that later because we're gonna get into like the mechanics of ACL and like how low key, like I think that shit literally gave me like a sinus infection because I went last week too and like was feeling kind of icky afterward and then like went again last night, woke up this morning literally coughing and hacking like yuck, gunk, nasty, disgusting, like anyway, blah, blah, blah. Point is, point is, woke up feeling like a scab, had to like get myself together actually like in a very real way. So, made myself go to Pilates and then like low key I left my dad's credit card at a restaurant in the city and hey, they had it. So, had to go back and pick that up and then come back to oh no, actually no wait. And then I went for a stop. No, I went on a no, wait. Okay, wait. Wait, see, and this is what happens when you have caffeine on an empty stomach. This is what happens to me when I have caffeine on an empty stomach. So let me just take a minute. Let me think about how this sequence of events happened. I woke up, okay, feeling like a scab, crusty as hell. Scrubbed that shit out my eye. Thank you. Coughed that shit out my throat, blew my nose a few times, was feeling decent, like presentable. Okay, decent and presentable. Moving on. Then went to Pilates. Oh my gosh, went to Pilates, which I love Pilates. Like, I just feel like I should actually take time. Hey, pause. Reminder that I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for myself. And this is a reminder that everything you do, you should do because you want to do it, not because anybody else wants you to do it. So, that being said, I woke up this morning, I went to Pilates, and I was just feeling so, I don't know, like what. Actually, no, like again, contextually, it does make sense that I felt kind of shitty at Pilates because I feel kind of shitty in general. And I was like out late yesterday and like was, partaking in substance consumption. And I don't know, like if you know, you know, but like the THC hangover, which I don't know, like what they call it, or like if there's like discourse or like any sort of discussion happening around whatever the fuck that is, but like just like the waking up and just looking around and like being disoriented and feeling hella like, I don't know, like dry and just that's like a thing, okay? And I know people are always like, well, weed doesn't give you a hangover. Okay, well, there's something happening. There is something happening. It's not a hangover, but whatever it is, like, just not my favorite. So again, it checks out that I was feeling kind of wonky. Woke up, went to Pilates, literally could not do shit. And it's crazy because like by all accounts, first of all, I love Pilates. Like I love Pilates, I love Pilates, I love Pilates, I love Pilates, I love Pilates. I love Pilates. I love Pilates. Like that is my shit and the fart. Like that's just my shit bad. But went to Pilates this morning, and I usually like I go because it makes me feel good to do it. You know what I mean? Like you know how like when you're kind of good at something, it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel strong, like whether that's running or whether that's yoga. Like when you've been doing something for years, because I have been doing Pilates like since literally like the very beginning of COVID. Like maybe even no, like the very beginning of COVID. Like and I think I'm like at this point in a place where my body kind of just knows how to do certain things and like how to like do whatever, but I don't know like what was going on this morning, but I just felt very disoriented. Like I just felt like a big ass bitch swinging my fucking limbs around, literally like on some Frankenstein shit, like arms straight out in front of me, like core collapsing. Like it was just like not fun. And so I was in that bitch kind of annoyed, which was taking all of the fun out of it because I couldn't do anything. And I was like, why am I like, why is this so much of a struggle? I still like don't know why it was so much of a struggle, but whatever. So did that. And then gosh, which again, like that shit was so like thinking back on it, I'm like, what? I don't even feel worked out. Like I feel like I'm literally gonna have to like work out again later because I just don't feel like I really did anything. And I don't ever feel like that when I leave Pilates, but whatever. And I left Pilates, went to again pick up my dad's credit card because I took it to go out to eat like a few days ago. And I did leave it there. And that's like a secret. So, you know, hopefully he doesn't hear this. But if you're listening, sorry about that, my king. Like, love you down. And you fed me good that day. But I did leave the credit card at the cafe. So I did have to go get that. And then, gosh. And then I went to get matcha. Which, got a double matcha. Don't know why I got a double matcha. Like, I think I just needed it to make myself feel better. Because one thing I am going to do actually every single time is like get a little treat to make myself feel better. Like, just get a little treat to make myself feel better. Like, I don't know. I got a double matcha because I love the flavor of matcha in these days because I guess ever since the matcha shortage happened, which I don't know if anybody noticed this in their area, or like if maybe any of my friends, like if anyone has had this experience, like let's talk about it because I actually am like, you guys are gonna, y'all, first of all, crazy of you to think that nobody would notice because literally like the matcha shortage happened and then everyone started giving like matcha to milk ratio literally on like 9:1 ratio. Like if there's 10 parts to your matcha, 9 of those parts are fuck ass milk and ice. One of those parts is matcha. So, and I noticed immediately, obviously, because the shit wasn't the way that it used to be before. Like, so it just was, I don't know, clear that something had changed. And I remember like I knew that it had happened when there's this place like by the place that I used to work, because I used to work like in the city proper, my part-time job, and then I would walk like 5 blocks up the road and there's like this little like coffee window, I guess you could call it. And they had my favorite matcha and I would go every single Monday because I worked every single Monday 6 a.m. because I was working at a fitness studio and that shit started right at 6 a.m. Well, that shit started at 6:30 prompt. Right. But yeah, I literally would walk my little self over to get my matcha. And it would be good and it would be green and it would just be like, like it would just be perfect every single time. Good, green, like robust bold matcha flavor, even milk to matcha ratio, little tiny half sweet vanilla situation going on. It just worked. And then one day after this declared matcha shortage had started happening, I went and I was like, what's that episode of SpongeBob where he's like, try again? Where he's like, try again. Wait, because there's literally an episode of SpongeBob where I think SpongeBob is teaching someone. Wait. Oh, try again. Wait. Oh my gosh, it's literally, wait.
Oh, try again. Oh, try again. Oh, try again.
Oh my gosh. It's literally when Sponge, no, not, what's that? Plankton is inside of Sandy and he's trying to get the Krabby Patty secret formula. Obviously, because that was his one and only scheme of his whole entire life. I shouldn't say was, because I guess SpongeBob is still like happening, but he's dressed in the Sandy skin suit. Diabolical, by the way, that there was a Sandy skin suit. That was crazy. A lot of the shit that they did on SpongeBob, that shit was crazy as hell. But anyway, Plankton was trying to get the formula, but SpongeBob was like, well, I have to teach you how to make, you have to like kind of earn your like place, I guess. I think if I'm remembering correctly, like he was like, Sandy, like we're working it out, but you have to like work your way up to, you know, like elite status basically. And so Plankton in the Sandy skin suit was trying to do the fucking Krabby Patty, and the bun placement was off every single time by just like a milliliter. And SpongeBob just was like not having it. He was like, try again. And that's literally how I felt with this fuck ass matcha. Like the matcha was handed to me and I literally was looking at it. That shit was hella light green as fuck. Like light green. Damn. And I wish I had like camera on. This is so annoying. This is annoying because I wish I had like my camera on right now so I could show you like the shade that I'm talking about, because I have an oxalotl in a pear sticker in the back of my phone case, and he's super cute. It's literally like this like chibi oxalotl in a pear. Oxalotls are like those I don't know if they're like geckos or like, I don't know what they are, but they're super cute. I think they're cute. They're like salamanders that have like the things on the side of their head like that are like flowy. Anyway, so I have an oxalotl inside of a pear sticker. He's mad cute. He's like light green. And my matcha was like lighter than he is, dead ass. And I was just like, I don't know about this. Drank it. Of course that shit tasted like fucking oat milk. Like obviously, but if I wanted oat milk, I would have got oat milk. You know what I mean? So I started having to order extra matcha during that time. And I don't know, I guess I just got into the habit of like ordering extra matcha because nobody was making, and I still don't think that they brought back the original matcha ratios. Like I don't know if the matcha shortage is over. And sorry, I'm like hearing my own voice and I feel like that shit sounds mad aggy right now, if only because I can literally feel my throat like mad congested from the fucking cesspool that is and was like ACL, which ACL just is Austin City Limits Music Festival for anyone that may stumble upon this that doesn't know what that is. So yeah, my shit is like low-key like closed, like full of mucus, like just kind of nasty in a crazy way. But yeah, I don't think they ever brought back the original matcha ratio, so I'm just used to kind of getting extra matcha, and now I think I've gotten used to like that like real rich matcha flavor. So that's just what I order every time. So I got my double matcha as a little treat for myself, and immediately I'm also like super sensitive to caffeine, TBH, and literally like got in my car and was like, oh my gosh, it's time to go. Like it's time to go, and by go I mean yap, like what womp 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 womp, like Charlie Brown teacher style, you know? And didn't wake up feeling annoying, but definitely feeling annoying now. Definitely feeling over caffeinated. But the funny thing is, I'm not even hungry, which is kind of crazy, which I do need to be. I do need to, well, I'm not even gonna say that because the way that I was feeling in Pilates this morning, like I was just trying on my limbs for the first time, hella couldn't do shit, feeling like something that rhymes with schmat mao, like, ugh, that shit was so annoying. But I'm actually genuinely not hungry. So there's nothing more nefarious going on other than the fact that, like, I just don't feel like that little, like the hunger pain. I'm just not feeling it. Also, oh my gosh, speaking of the hunger pain, I actually was feeling that shit yesterday. And this lady made me throw away my, what are those things called? They're like the Go Macro bars. She made me throw away my Go Macro bar before I went into the park. So that was annoying. That like actually was an example of me in real life feeling like like me in real life feeling like how dare you, like women against women crime. That's just what that felt like she was like, you can't take food into the park. First of all, she went through my, okay, and I guess now we're moving on to my ACL experience, but she literally dug through my bag in a way that none of the other people had ever done, like all throughout the entire time that I was going, including like last weekend. And she was like digging, really. Like she opened my Altoids, which is just kind of like, I get it, I guess, but if that was my job, I'm not opening anybody's fuck ass Altoids. What do I need to do that for? You're looking for guns, bitch. Like, you're looking for guns and dangerous objects. What the fuck are they putting in an Altoids can? Besides, like, I know what they could be putting in it, but it's like, why is that your business? You know? And I guess, like, I don't know if it's like their job. I know, actually, no. I know it's their job to keep like certain things out. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, like, their real job is to keep people safe. And I just feel like if you're looking for, and to obviously make sure that you're not bringing food into the park so that you have to pay fuck ass, abhorrently large sums of money for things that you can get at a normal price on a normal day, like $11 for a stupid can of water. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's like a separate crime for a separate day. Because the water system, I actually recently went on a deep dive because I wanted to know how like our drinking water and like our clear water and our like potable water whole system is set up. And I did actually recently, not, I guess it wasn't a deep dive. I literally be calling shit a deep dive. Hella, I did one Google search. Like, that was not deep at all, actually. I didn't deep dive for shit. But I did do like a Google search the other day about that because I just wanted to know a little bit more. And I did just some very top line reading on it, which is why I don't have more information to present, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about anyway, yeah, like their job is just to make people safe. And I'm like, you're fucking checking my Altoids, Tim. Like, mind your business. And then she unzipped my bag. Like, I had a pocket in my bag, which again, first of all, the bag's not even big enough to be concealing any sort of anything crazy. Because it's a teeny tiny, I think that shit is literally, wait, do I have it around me? No, I don't have it on me, but I think that shit is like literally maybe like 5 inches long and like 5 inches deep. Like it's a small ass bag, which is why they let me bring it. And they've been letting me bring it and they like do their little thing and they look in there with a flashlight and they make sure I'm not bringing anything dangerous because duh, that's the point. This bitch literally, I shouldn't call her a bitch, but this woman, she was just doing her job, but it just felt a little bit extreme, especially when she pulled out my granola bar, my good RX, no, not a good RX bar, good Go Macro bar, a Go Macro bar. And she was like, you can't take this into the festival. You have to, and first of all, actually, what I should say is, in the same pocket that I had my Go Macro bar, I also had like word that rhymes with like, you know what I actually did have in there? I actually did have like joints, TBH, and she like joints on your body. Hey, period. And that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about like elbows, knees, and toes. And I was carrying that shit on me, low key. And I was, my heart did drop a little bit when she opened my zipper pocket of my bag because I was like, surely not. Like, surely she is not about to take my shit. Like, because that would suck. And then also just contextually, like, my shit is from California because I'm just used to that lifestyle, and I've been like hoarding my California supply because I feel like it's worthy of being hoarded, especially because in the state of Texas, like it's just all fuck ass Delta 8 that makes you like feel crazy and like look stupid, dead ass. Like that shit is not tea. The stuff here is very, very, very strange. And just to me, like, I'm not rocking with it. Like, I don't know, doesn't feel legitimate, doesn't feel safe. IDK, like, that's just my opinion. So I have been literally hoarding my stuff, you know, my elbows, knees, and toes, and such of the like, because I don't know, elbows, knees, and toes from California are just better. So my heart did drop a little bit because I was like, you know what, like, I really actually don't want her to throw my shit away for real. Like, cause that would be heartbreaking. Cause she would confiscate that. I wouldn't even. I think I actually would have had to leave. No, I wouldn't have left, but I would have been like really, 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 really bummed. So I guess it's like good. Elizabeth, my friend Elizabeth that I went with, actually did say like I guess it's good that she stopped at the granola bar and made you throw that shit out because I actually would rather have thrown away my Go Macro bar than my other stuff. But yeah, it just felt cruel. And I was like, wow, this is not nice. So that already, like, kicking off the night, like, we're starting off. We're starting off strongly feeling hate crimed by feeling hate crimed by the woman who made me throw in my granola bar because I was hungry as fuck and I had hunger pain. And that's how we even got here, mind you. Me remembering where I even started talking about this shit because I was having hunger pains, which I actually do think like now they're kind of starting to creep in a little bit, which is great because I could go in on some neat. I don't know. But yeah, so that happened and then I finally got into the park and like I just hate like I'm just weird about time. Like I don't mind running late, but it's like it just depends on the context because I know some people are like very punctual and like very anal about that. And I do think that different situations just warrant different levels of urgency when it comes to like timing. Sorry, like that's just how I operate. Like I don't like being late, but I think it just depends on the situation and like what it warrants. I was going by myself because I was meeting my friend there. And so I ended up getting there like right after having to stand there and shove my Go Macro bar down my throat because I wasn't just gonna go in like hungry. I did shove that shit down my throat. I'm not even gonna hold you. But after that, like walking in right, like I think the set that I was going to see was T-Pain, and he started at I don't know, 6:30 maybe. I want to say like 6:30 was when he started, and I think I was walking in after all the nonsense. After all the nonsense. Oh my gosh, and speaking of the nonsense, oh my gosh, cuz speaking of the nonsense, before I even got to this lady making me throw away my granola bar, I was on the shuttle bus, and a few days ago I was complaining about how cuz last weekend they do like a shuttle to the festival from like this specific point in the city where you can show up and wait and get on a shuttle, and then they shuttle people to the festival just I guess to like mitigate traffic and because roads are closed and stuff, whatever, like that's normal. But they were using charter buses and I was like, oh my gosh, like thank God, like this shit is so luxe. a charter bus with a bathroom so that I can actually just like pee before I go in and I don't have to deal with a nasty, stupid, disgusting, fugly, fuck ass porta potty. Hate, 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 hate a porta potty, hate a porta potty, hate a porta potty. Like, if you have to go, you have to go. But to me, I'm like, that's one step. That's one step away from squatting my ass in the woods and doing my shit in the woods, which, you know, like you do when you're camping and shit. But if I'm at what I consider to be a civilized establishment, aka a music festival, right, then I expect to have a civilized place to do my business. I don't know. Like, that's just me. But I also just hate them because they stink and they're just nasty. Like, duh, I don't think anybody loves them. So whatever. Point is, I was like, thank God last weekend that these buses are a thing, because now I can like rely on this to be able to do my pee before I go into the park. So then fast forward to like this weekend, and on Friday they had us on fucking school buses, and I was like, damn, like they really got rid of those charter buses. Which, okay, like I guess, like I don't know what was in the budget or what, or like what the situation is, but like sure, fine, whatever. So we rode school buses on Friday. I was irritated because I was just like, I don't know, it's giving like last day, like minimal effort tease, but I really don't know the situation, so I like can't talk too much about it. But I was irritated because I had to get there and then go pee at the porta potty. Like I couldn't do my business beforehand. But this time, like the day that I went, I got there and it was a literal shuttle bus again, which my friend had told me that like they'd brought back the shuttle buses. Like she was like, "Oh, like the charter buses are back." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, like thank God." I was kind of relying on that because I was like, you know what, like this time I'm gonna go in mad hydrated, because also last time I was just like throat hella dry, literally feeling like crusty, dusty, musty, disgusting. And I was like, I do not want a replication, like I don't want to replicate this experience, like I just don't want to have a repeat of this. So I'm gonna make sure to hydrate my shit before I even go. So I hydrated my shit. I had an electrolyte, like water full of electrolyte, and then I had like a regular water. So I was like, literally, like tank was full. Like, and she was ready and she was hydrated. Hey, did I still have to buy a stupid $6 ass water? Yeah. But you know what? I guess that's part of the experience. Anyway, I was excited because I was like, yes, like so hydrated, and I'm going to be able to like do my business before I even get there. And literally, as soon as I got on the bus, I make a beeline for the bathroom because duh, like I had to pee really badly. And I'd already like scootered slash walked, like bird scootered slash walked to the shuttle stop from where I'd parked my car. So I'd been holding it already. And I beeline to the bathroom, open the door. There's literally a girl there. Okay, right. She's like literally sat and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in here. Sorry. And like we like have a whole moment where anyway. That happens. I'm like, oh my goodness, like hate that. Not because of anything, but just because like hate that experience. So she comes out and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry, girl. And she's like, oh girl, you are all good. Which, love girls. Love girls, love womanhood, love sisterhood. Like it just feels like when you catch the right ones, it's just duh. Like it just makes so much sense. So anyway, she's like, girl, you are so good. I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you, diva. Get my own ass in there because now I have to pee to do my business. And a bitch literally opens the shit on me. Like she literally opened it on me too. And I'm hella in there doing my business like, oh. And she's like, oh my gosh, so sorry. It was a whole thing. And I don't know if like the door was broken or what the situation was, but yeah, that was annoying. So that shuttle experience was the start of like the fuckassery that was going on. And then the lady made me throw away my foods. And then I was literally walking in at 6:33 and the set started at 6:30, which was annoying because I just knew for T-Pain it was going to be a situation. Like I just did. I knew it was going to be a situation because he was like one of the quote unquote like bigger headliners. And of course I walk in, the crowd is back packed up literally out to the damn near like the entrance. And so I'm like, damn. And my friend is hella at the front, like right in front of the stage. And I'm like, oof, like, am I really about to take this on? Like, one woman army, dense ass crowd. Like, it has not been like that in my experience. Just because I'm like really good about timing with these things, and I don't ever have to deal with like the packed out crowd all the way to the front of the park. Like, I just don't ever have to deal with that shit. So then that was super annoying, and I fought real hard, like from all the way to the back, like thousands. I'm literally not even joking, like 10,000, 20, like just so many fucking people. Like, and I could feel the mass. Like, I could feel the mass just standing in it, but I like make fight my way to the front by like skirting the edge and then like making my way around and finally get like kind of close to the front ish, but I still had about I still had like several hundred, like probably like over 1,000 people between where I was standing and where she was standing, like thousands, like just thousands. And I was like, honestly, like, I don't have no more fight in me. So I did decide at that point to kind of just like call it, and didn't get to watch it with my friend, which I like. I love having like a good solo experience, don't get me wrong. But like a good, or no, maybe not a good, or a good, yeah. Not a good solo experience, but a just an experience with someone that I like love and adore and have fun with is always gonna also hit hard as fuck, especially something like a concert or like an experience where you're partying or like moving and shaking, and you just turn to the person next to you and you just love them, and you're just like screech, like silent, mouth open and silent scream, dead ass, like literally. And that's what I wanted, especially for like somebody like T-Pain. That's just like, I mean, obviously, I think the whole crowd had that energy, which was great, because even where I was, like, I managed to like kind of like chat with the people next to me and like dance and sing with the people next to me, and like that was fine and good, but annoying because like couldn't find my friend, and then had to like couldn't find her afterward because that crowd was so dense. Had to pee again, had to use this stupid porta potty again. Like, oh my gosh, it was diabolical. It was diabolical. So yeah, that just that was just irritating. But then the night finally turned around, because you know what, after that, after stupid nasty porta potty times 3, like, I finally was, so she'd gone to the gift shop after T-Pain because it was just so cooked that it just wouldn't have even made sense to like meet there. So we meet at like the gift shop, and I'm like, okay, you know what, like this is the vibe that I came here for. Because again, I like if I'm signing up to have a friend experience or like a community experience or like a joint experience, then that's what I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, it's like cool and fine by myself, but it's just different like when you're going for the experience of sharing it with someone else versus when you're going for the experience of doing it solo. Like, it just is different. And I know that there's like people who are like, oh, like on their solo grind all the time, and they're like, I don't want nobody to fuck my shit up. I'm not one of those people. Like, I've actually had this conversation with several friends of mine, because there are just some people who are like me, and then there are some people who are not, which I think is so interesting. But like, I've definitely also like understand the people who are like, listen, like, sometimes I like just going by myself makes it a better time period. And I know several people who are like that, and I'm like, I hear you, I guess. Like, I do. I really do actually hear you. But again, I think that like setting up to have fun by myself is like something that I like set up to do. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of am like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do and like I'm looking forward to enjoying the solo experience of it. But if I'm looking forward to enjoying it as like something I'm doing with someone, like, going to a show together or going to the club together or do like whatever. Like if I'm setting up to enjoy an experience with someone, even if it's something like, and this is a bad example, but even if it's something like a pottery class, for example, I'm setting up to enjoy that thing with you. So obviously, like if you cancel last minute, I definitely could and probably will still go on my own, but it just feels different. So whatever. Point is, I was irritated, came out the fuck ass porta potty, got a $6 water because my throat was so dry because there was so much, there was just dust and smoke and like it was gross. I had my shit covered with a like a bandana tied around my face and like kind of making a whole little like a chamber, just a safe chamber. I almost said chamber of reflection, like Mac DeMarco. So, but anyway, yeah, it was a lot. I'm mad congested. I do hate that I'm mad congested. But yeah. Anyway, we caught up with each other. We went to see John Summit, which I'm not even a Nicki fan. Like, no, I am a Nicki fan. I'm not even a John Summit fan. Like, I'm really just hella only know the same songs that everybody else knows, like Shiver and that other song, Where You Are, which, like they're just fine. It's not my music taste, which I always kind of forget, like, because I'm not an EDM person. Like, I do not like EDM. However, and Elizabeth raised a good point when she said this. Elizabeth is the one that I went to the festival with. Because she said, like, I forget that I like electronic music when it's done right. And, like, whether I like John Summit or not, he just obviously has a career for a reason. Like, obviously, he just has a career for a reason, okay? Like, full stop. Hard stop right there. But then he just, like, I don't know. Like, he's just good at spinning that like that EDM shit and like with the lasers and the fire and the like strobe lights. It just felt so good. It just was so much fun. It was so much more fun than I was even expecting to have, because I went in like, yeah, like it'll be okay, but like I'm not really into this whole vibe. But I don't know. Like I think I put my sunglasses on, I pulled my bandana up, like the anonymity was fab. Not like I was already anonymous anyway because nobody knows who I am, but like I felt extra anonymous with my sunglasses and my bandana because the lights were bright, and and I had my earplugs in, which didn't do shit actually because that shit was so loud. I could feel it vibrating up from my toes all the way through my chest, like through my heart, like hella giving me heart palpitations. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. The sunglasses came on and the bandana came around my face and like over my nose, and I literally just closed my eyes and was just like throwing my body around, like that type of dancing. Like it felt like in the club in Europe dancing, and just like, it was just so fun and it was so free and it was just outside, and everybody was dancing, and it was a good vibe. And it's like I like those types of vibes only in specific situations, because again, like I am not one to just go looking for an EDM time or like even a techno vibe. Like I don't go looking for it. But again, like when I have them and they're done right, they just be so fucking good. Like it was tea. So John Summit did that shit. Does he have we were talking about how he kind of has a baby face, which is kind of hilarious because he kind of does have a baby face. He was like like cutie precious. I was just like, oh my gosh, I love that this is happening right now. So yeah, like does he have a baby face? Sure. Is it kind of crazy, like just in the sense that he's like ripped? Yes, also crazy. But he did it for me. He turned my shit up like all the way. Like I was turned up, and just it just felt so good. It was so fun. So yeah. night turned around for the better and ended up going like so great. By the end of it, I was just coughing and hacking and like, oh, so full of whatever was in that park. Like that shit literally just felt. The air was like moist. Moist. The air was moist. Like walking around literally felt like I was walking through. It was like being the whole entire outside felt like and smelt like being inside of like a warehouse party. Like, and if you know that feeling, then you know what I'm talking about. With like little bit, a tiny bit of AC, a little bit of a breeze. But if you know the feeling of like being in a warehouse party and like feeling the air just stick to your skin, that's how it felt that whole entire park. Like occasionally, once in a blue breath of air, I would catch like a breeze, but it was not. It was just, yeah, it was just certainly not. It was just giving super spreader event. Like it was giving super spreader. It was. So, yeah, hence my throat being damn near closed right now. Like, hence I was blowing my shit. That shit was green. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but that shit was literally giving like, it was just giving sinus infection. I'm not even gonna hold you. So, a little bit worried about that, but kind of hope, especially because I don't have any insurance right now. So, you know what? Holding out for a hero on that because I'm hella just about to have to be taking vitamin C. So, yeah, but that was great. And it did. I started the night feeling like women suffering, but they had me in the first half. They had me in the first half. And shout out that video cuz does anybody remember that video where they're like they had us in the first the where that it's like this black boy, he's like a football player and he's like, "Yeah, they had us in the first half." And it like it came anyway. Me explaining like the origin of memes because there's potential that someone here was born in 2005 and doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, yeah. And just knows because isn't that like a concept, knowing what a concept actually, knowing a saying but not knowing the origin of it just because it's from a different generation. So like, and I'm talking about shit like Vine. Like when I say what a concept, I'm talking about like some people just know, for example, look at all those chickens, but they don't know the Vine, look at all those chickens. They're just like, oh yeah, like look at all those chickens. Like that's just something that is said. You know what I mean? Or like even the one that I just said, like they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. Some people just know that, like to exist, but they don't know where it came from. Meanwhile, I'm like, I was in high school at the same time that high school football player made that video and that became a meme. You know what I mean? Like the origin of it, it's just, that's crazy. And I wonder how like I wonder what older generations feel like or like no I wonder what they feel like and what their version of that is like besides music and besides fashion because I'm not talking about those things but I'm literally talking about like sayings and phrases that we say that they remember like the first time somebody said that shit like Gayle King literally in 1989. You know what I mean? But we don't know that shit is Gayle King in 1989. We're just like, oh yeah, like we just know this saying. Like it's just said. That's so interesting. But yeah, it was giving women suffering. And honestly, speaking of women suffering, because before I started this, you know what really actually did feel like women suffering, like dead ass. And I had this thought to myself, and these are the kind of thoughts that I have to myself when I've had caffeine. Because I was literally sitting here, opened my laptop, the shit was dead. First of all, I was like bouncing all the way home from matcha. By the time I finished it, oh my gosh, first of all, by the time I finished it, my stomach, oh my goodness, my stomach was rocked. And I'm just gonna say, first of all, I got it with oat milk. So got it with oat milk, but it has like just a thin, it's not even a big layer. It has a thin layer of matcha cream at the top. That's what makes it a double matcha because it's matcha and matcha cream. But then I also got it with an extra shot of matcha. But it just has a thin layer of cream and it's not even that much, like half an inch of a layer on top of the drink. So I have this whole oat milk ash drink, But the half a layer of cream, that shit had me, oh my gosh. Like, I was driving home and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to like clench dead ass. And lactose intolerance, something like, there is just something sinister. I just can't even believe the way that it just works entirely too fast. Like, lactose intolerance is literally instantaneous. Like, an allergic reaction, that shit is just too quick. It just happens so quickly. Like, there's just not even time to like think twice before you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like in the bathroom. You know what I mean? So, for starters, was already rapidly approaching over caffeination and also getting smacked down every which way, but like straight up by the thin layer of cream that I had like mixed into my drink, because that was working on me. So that was working on me. And then the caffeine was working on me, and I was just like wanted to vibrate out of my skin, obviously, because I don't know, something about like, actually no, it wasn't that aggressive because matcha never makes me feel that aggressively, but I did certainly feel like I needed to like run around and run my mouth, you know? And I got home, immediately like hit the bathroom, but then I was thinking to myself the whole time, I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to sit down and just like yap, like I have to sit down and yap, I have to sit down and yap, I have to sit down and yap, like I just want to do it so badly. Like, I just have so many thoughts right now that I can't even keep up with, like I can't even keep up with the pace that is happening in my head. So I just have to like say it and just let these things go to the wind, dead ass. So I was already like, yeah, I have to record. Like, I have to sit down and record, and this is perfect. Like, this is perfect timing. And sit down, open my laptop. This shit is fucking dead. Okay. Rude. Rude to be dead. Felt like already like was feeling like, okay, like, you know what? Another fucking day with you, you know? Me at my laptop, like, another fucking day with you. And you know what? She does good work. She's breathing heavy, but she does good work. And so I had to plug it in. My charger's like kind of a little broken. So it just, like, I have to situate it just right for it to be charging my computer. Like, even now, the shit still has like 10%. And it's been plugged up for like over an hour at this point. But like, I literally was sitting there and it took like 15 minutes to turn on. Usually it just, you plug it in when you have a working charger, you plug that shit in and it just turns on because it's just going. But my shit literally wouldn't turn on for like 15 minutes. So I was just waiting there, grinding my teeth, clenching my jaw, like drinking water, because I was just like, oh, I have too much energy and I have too many thoughts happening right now, and I just don't feel like whipping out a journal. Like, I feel like turning on this fucking microphone, and I couldn't do it. Like, that literally felt like women suffering. Like, that's what that felt like, actually. So yeah, put an end to that. And also, another thing, I was on the way home and I saw this billboard that was like, focus, this was fire. It said, focus on yourself, we'll take care of the driving. And it was a billboard for like the metro, like the Cap Metro in our city. And I was like, you know what? Because seriously speaking, what the fuck are we doing driving cars? Like, what the fuck are we doing driving cars? Like, if public transit was so figured out, down pat, like the way that it is in cities like London and like, I think even like Japan potentially. But the biggest one that I can think of where I have like seen it work in real time and felt it work on my life in a real way that's just so good has been in London. But I'm just like, man, like if that shit just worked the way that it was supposed to and we did it right in every city, could we just like abolish cars? I don't know. Like, I literally wrote, can we abolish cars? Seriously. Because can we? Because you know what? Commute time should actually be for focusing on yourself. And like, yeah, like going for a drive for leisure is different, but like, I'm talking about places where like traffic is fuck ass and like people are giving up so much lifetime. And I think I've spoken about this before, but if I haven't, like, I have serious beef with the fact that like we waste life hours like sitting in traffic. Like there's like some sort of crazy statistic about it actually. I'm going to look it up real quick just because I want to be presenting factual information only. An average, well, okay, so it says, you know what? This number isn't as big as I thought it would be. I'm not going to lie, because I thought it was going to be like some crazy shit. But this is actually still crazy because what about it? You know? Whatever. And I still actually think that this statistic is wrong. Here's how much we're going to get on Reddit. We're going to get on Reddit. Actually, no, because Reddit only has results from like 7 years ago. What traffic congestion is costing Americans? I mean, really? Okay, apparently the average American driver spends about 54 hours a year stuck in traffic. That's more than just 2 full days sitting in a car not going anywhere. That's what it says. That's what the sentence says. That's not my personal opinion. The average driver lost around $900 due to congestion, wasted fuel, congestion or traffic congestion cost is billions of dollars each year. Too many cars on the road, outdated infrastructure, urban sprawl. Like there's just like all these issues. Okay, the point is that there are all these issues that come with having to deal with like fuck ass traffic and like sitting in cars. And I'm already very anti giving your life force to some shit like traffic. Like, especially because that's something that we don't have to give our life to, you know? Like, that is something that we could be in control of if we just had, you know, people making our cities who cared about our time and our energy and like who cared about making like public transit accessible and affordable and clean and nice and fast and like efficient, you know, whereas like in other places they do care about that, but that's just not like the way that we're built. But if we did, and if we had like a bullet train across there was just so many, we just are so overutilizing auto transport and personal transport too, like from like even like private jets and like personalized like vehicles, like just we're just overutilizing those things. And like it's just obviously contributing to the issue of not being community oriented. And I know community is a buzzword right now and that shit's kind of fucking annoying, but like seriously speaking, like being so isolationist like in terms of personal thinking and how we like operate here in America as Americans, I think is especially contributed to by everything having to be a solo individual act. Whereas, like, in cities that are like really, really commuter oriented, people are less that way. So yeah, abolish cars, seriously speaking. And but with the note, the caveat being that there has to be like a perfected public transit system in every city and going across the country, as there should be. And that would just save, gosh, and that would just save so much money and energy, like, and it would just be so much better for the environment. Like, we just have to, but whatever. Anyway, I think that's everything that I have this week, actually. Not to wrap it up in a bow. Not to wrap it up outside of a bow, because I don't know what that was. That was a double matcha doing its work. Doing its real live work in my city, aka my body. But yeah, that being said, Man Crush Monday, damn, and I said I was gonna change the format of it, and I didn't change the format of it at all, and that's my bad. So here we are at Man Crush Monday being at the end, and I think I said I'd put Obsessions at the beginning, and Man Crush Monday and Woman Crush Wednesday at the end. I think I said that. So, yeah. Either way, though, the point is that they're all at the end right now. So, I hella didn't follow that. So, I'm guessing I'm just going to do it when I remember to do it. But yeah, Man Crush Monday of the week. Did I say anything about how T-Pain actually was? Just like a brief side note, because maybe I didn't give him any flowers. But he did his thing, and his set felt like a party. And I know I like talked about how much fun John Summit was. John Summit was fun. T-Pain, yes, like would have been more fun with a friend, but like it was a vibe. Anyway, though, not to jump literally back to something from 20 minutes ago, but I just had a passing thought about T-Pain, and I was like, damn, like, did I even give him his flowers for real? Because he did what he was supposed to do. Like, he did what he showed up to do. Yeah, okay. Man Crush Monday. Man Crush Monday. Ooh, my Man Crush Monday. Honestly, and someone's gonna hate this. I don't hate it, because I have to be honest with myself. But somebody is gonna hate this. But my Man Crush Monday is honestly Tamaki from Oran High School Host Club. Like, I'm doing my yearly. Oh, he's just so tea. I just love him. I love him. Like, in the sense that, like, in the way that you just have, like, an anime crush. It's one of those. Like, you don't think about the realistic. You just don't think about it. You just have an anime crush because you have an anime crush. Like, I don't want to hear it. Tamaki from Host Club. He's my Man Crush Monday, honestly, and he deserves it. He's such a diva. He's tea, and he's funny as hell. And I'm like, wow. Do I want a man like that in real life? I don't know. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would swipe right in real life, but I certainly love him in the show because he's like my favorite character. So yeah, or no, yeah, I think he's my favorite character in the show. So yeah, that's my Man Crush Monday. Woman Crush Wednesday. Honestly, giving it to Quinn Blackwell, because I think she just got like, what did she just get? I think she just got like put officially like onto like the Victoria's Secret Angel roster, which is crazy. But like, it just crazy in the sense that I've been literally like seeing her on my internet since I was like 14 years old, because she was like on Vine and shit at the same time. Like, it's crazy, like the way that her trajectory, like the way that she has become, like how she has become is just like so interesting. Like, I feel the same way about like people like Jackie Aina and like just like all like the girls. But yeah, congrats to Quinn. And like, that's my Woman Crush Wednesday bad down for real, actually. And so crazy that she's a VS Angel. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. That's tea though. Yeah, current obsession. My current obsession, slowly working my, no, actually no, because this isn't an obsession. I'm just getting through it, but it's like low key, like, I think it's a little bit too, my brain is so split on it that I don't know if I would call it an obsession, but the Poppy War series, I'm now on the second book, The Dragon Republic, and it's good, but it's just my brain, again, when I finish the whole series, I will just do a full like debrief on it, but I think am having just too many thoughts about it to really have anything more to say. So yeah, reading the Poppy War, but what I'm actually obsessed with this week is changing my trade. Like, changing my trade. My friend is a nail tech, shout out Jaleesa, and she's like living her life in such a way right now. Like, she's restructuring her business to where she is like doing nails. Like, I mean, nails is always a trade, but it's just like seeing like her and like other artists do things like that. But then, like, because you do things like that, you can collaborate with people and offer your services for their services, or like you can kind of work out trades and like work out different like things, which I just think is really really cool. And I'm like, damn, like I want a trade that I can do that with. Like, yes, like I'm a writer and like I can edit videos and whatever, but I don't want to be doing that. I think something that's been on my mind a lot recently is graphic design. Like, I have been like in my graphic design bag and like obsessed with graphic design recently. So I'm thinking I'm going to like start kind of practicing that and just doing that every day. And I know like obviously like some people have it and some people don't, but I do think that I'm skilled already in anything that requires like learning a software and sitting at a computer and like doing that shit for hours. I'm just one of the people who can do it. Like, I am good at shit like that. So I feel like if I dedicate real time and real energy to learning graphic design, like that could potentially become like a trade of mine. So I don't know. Changing my trade to graphic design and like leaning into that because it's also just more enjoyable. Like for me, like that's something that I'm like, okay, like this is leisure, like this is fun. Like I also have had like an itch to do art with my hands lately, like, and to like be able, like, and I have a tablet that I can draw on that translates to like my computer too, like, and I just have been having fun with that and like building my website with that and like using Canva and just like putting things together. Like I've been doing that lately already and it's been fun. So I feel like I want to like hone that skill. Also obsessed with the idea of learning a new language. I'm always obsessed with the idea of learning a new language, but man, like am I just sick of only being able to speak English? Like that shit is tired. That shit is tired. That shit is ghetto. Like that shit is boring. Like it's just not my it's just not my taste, okay? So yeah, re feeling a renewed vigor for learning a new language. That's like I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know like what sort of system I need to set in place or like what app I can use, but gonna try to figure something out with that. I don't know also if I want to do Spanish or Japanese, which like Spanish, like my whole family is Latino, so it's like, and I know it, like I know Spanish passively and like I think I have very good Spanish comprehension. Like someone could have a whole conversation with me in Spanish and I could be able to like respond in English, you know? So like I'm thinking that might just be good and easy, and also because like my grandparents are getting old and like their Spanish is their first language and I like the idea of being able to like speak fluently with them in their native language, especially as they get older. So yeah, and actually, you know what? Just saying that made me feel like Spanish. But the thing about Japanese is that it just works in a way that I think my brain works. Like I feel like Spanish works like okay, and this is going to be a crazy metaphor, but if you follow, you follow. Spanish kind of works to me the way that like English and like history work, where you're like filling in the blanks and like using context, like using things like that, which I'm great at English and history, but that's a different muscle. Whereas I feel like Japanese is like math. Like you plug pieces in and it's like works like an equation. Like these pieces equal this thing. Like these pieces equal this meaning or like, and because it's also like in symbols instead of like letters the way that we have letters, like it's just different. So I don't know. I have to figure out like I think for language learning, like that math way works better for my brain. Or like not math, but like that formulaic strategy like just works better for me. So, and that's what has made already like I think Japanese easier. That mixed with the fact that I watch literally fucking 100 hours of anime a week, dead ass, like it just sticks in my brain in a different way than Spanish does. So I don't know. But yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Also obsessed with Host Club. Tamaki is obviously my man crush Monday, so like that was clear, but like the show itself is just tea. I rewatch it like every year, every other year, or like honestly like throughout the year I'll put it on. I'll put it on in the back. So loving that rewatch. It's just so good. It's just so good. After finishing The Wallflower, which had a terrible ending, by the way. Or just not a terrible ending, but it was just like not anything. Like it just ended up not really being anything. I was like, you know what? Let's get back to something good. Let's get back into the roots. Like let's get back into something along this same line that I know delivers every single time. So yeah, Host Club or on High School Host Club. It's on Netflix, I think. So you don't even have to like get it where you get your anime. I think you can just get it where you get Netflix. And also ambient exploration videos on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel called Ambient Exploration and they do like these videos that are just so serene that they just take a full like 4 hour stroll through different cities in Japan. And I do think it's exclusive. Like I think this person who does this channel lives in Japan, but that shit is so it's just fire. It's fire. It feels so good to put it on. and it gets me through like a morning. Like I wake up and I put that on immediately, like first thing in the morning. So yeah, check out ambient exploration on YouTube. If you like just putting things on in the background and not having to, it's not even a distraction. Like I have it on literally while I'm doing this just to have like something happening. But yeah, that being said, now I'm gonna figure out what the rest of my day looks like. But thanks for listening. And we'll talk soon, okay? We'll talk soon. Yeah. Bye.